Hello everyone, in this video we're going to look at factorizing harder quadratic. That means where a is not equal to 1. A is the coefficient of x squared, which is not 1. So in first example it's 2, in my other example it's 3. So factorizing harder quadratics when a is not equal to 1. Let's have a look how to factorize these quadratics. So the first thing we do is we draw a line from the coefficient of x squared and the constant and times them together. So 2 times 10, that's 20. And under the coefficient of x we put plus. So the first thing we did is we draw two lines, one from under the coefficient of x squared and one from the constant number. 2 times 10, times them together, that's 20. And then put plus under the coefficient of 9. It means we are looking for two numbers that times to make 20. And the same two numbers should add to give 9. We can use a spider diagram to help us figure out what those two numbers are going to be. 1 times 20 makes 20, but 1 add 20 will give 21, which is not 9. And 1 take away 20, that's 19. So that's not giving 9 either. So that's not the pair we're looking for. Let's think of another pair. 2 times 10. 2 times 10 makes 20, but 2 add 10 will give you 12. And if I take it away, the difference is 8. So that is still not 9. So that's not our pair either. Let's think of another. 4 times 5. 4 times 5 makes 20. And 4 add 5 makes 9. So that's the pair we are looking for. 4 and 5. Let's put the numbers here. 4 and 5. Make sure that the numbers are same. 4 times 5 makes 20 and the same. 4 add 5 makes 9. So these are the two numbers that we are looking for. Now what we need to do is we write down the first term, which is the x squared, as it is. The 2x squared. Leave some space in the middle and then write down the constant number, which is add 10. So we wrote down the first term as it is, 2x squared. We wrote the constant as it is, plus 10. Left some space in the middle. Now, instead of writing 9x, we're going to split that using these two numbers. So we will not write 9x. Instead, we will write down 4x. Now that's a positive 4. So we are going to write plus 4x. And that's a positive 5, so we're going to write plus 5x. Let's recap what we have done. So we wrote the first term as it is, 2x squared. We wrote the constant as it is, which is 10. And then instead of writing this 9x, we split it using the two numbers that we found, 4 and 5. Both were positive, so we wrote positive 4x and positive 5x. Now what we need to do is pair them. So these two numbers, that's one pair. And these two numbers, that's our other pair. And then we're going to factorize it normal. 2 and 4. What's the common factor? Remember, common factor is a number that can go into both. So 2 and 4, both can be divided by 2. So 2 is our common factor. Then this one has got x squared and this one has got x. So one x is common, so write down x. Can't see any more common factors, so start a bracket. And then think, what goes into x to make 2x squared? Another x, so let's write down another x. Add, so write down add. Then think about this term and that term. Let's compare. The 2x and that's 4x. So we need to think what goes in 2x to make 4x. Another 2. 2x times 2 is 4x. So that's done. Now close that bracket. Now we need to think of this pair and factorize it. 5x and 10. So numbers are 5 and 10. So the common factor is 5 because 5 can divide both. So let's write down plus 5. This one has got x, this one doesn't have x, so I can't take it out. So let's start a bracket. What goes in 5 to make 5x? X. So let's write that down. 5 times x is 5x. That's done. Plus, so write down plus. What goes in 5 to make 10? 2. So let's write down 2 and close the bracket. Now at this stage we see that these two brackets are exactly the same. X plus 2 and x plus 2. If we get something different here, that means we have done something wrong and we go back and check. But in our example, we see that x plus 2 and x plus 2, two of the same brackets. That means we have done it correct. Now, because the two brackets are identical, we're just going to write it once. So we're going to write down x add 2. And then these terms, which are outside the bracket, let's put them together in one bracket. So 2x and add 5. That will be our answer. X plus 2 bracket and 2x plus 5. That's another bracket. And that's our answer. In exam, these questions normally come for 3 marks. We get 1 mark for that bit, this expanded version, and we get 1 mark for each correct bracket. So that's a mark, and these two, that's our second mark, that's our third mark. Let's have a look at another example. I've got one with a negative here. Let's have a look. Our example is 3x squared minus 17x plus 10. The first thing, let's draw 2 lines. One from under the coefficient of x squared, which is 3, and 1 from the constant. And let's times them together. So 3 times 10, that's 30. And let's put times under there. And put plus under the coefficient of x, which is minus 17. Now we're going to write down 2 numbers that times to give a positive 30, and the same 2 numbers should add to give negative 17. Let's use spider diagram again to help us think of those 2 numbers. 1 times by 30 makes 30, but if I add them, I'll get 31. And if I take them away, I get 29. So that's not our number. We are looking for 17. 2 times 15, that gives 30 if I times. And if I add them, we'll get 17. So that's our number. That's the pair we are looking for. Let's write it down here. So we will write down 15 and we'll write down 2. 15 and 2. We still need to think of the sign. So let's check. We need negative 17 if I add them to. Putting negative there will mean negative 15 add 2, that will be negative 13. The only way I can get a negative 17 by adding them to if both numbers are negative. So negative 15 add negative 2. That will give us negative 17. And negative 15 times by negative 2 gives positive 30. Let's check that again. Negative 15 times negative 2 gives positive 30. And negative 15 add negative 2 gives negative 17. So these are our numbers. Make sure that the numbers are the same for the timesing and for the adding bit. Then what we do is write down the first term as it is. Let's write that down. 3x squared. Let's write down the last term as it is, plus 10. And then instead of writing this negative 17x, we're going to be splitting that using these 2 numbers. So we will not write down negative 17x. Instead, we're going to write down negative 15x and negative 2x. Then we're going to pair it up. Let's put these two as one pair. And let's put those two as another pair. And then we're going to factorize it as normal. 3 and 15. So the common factor is 3 because 3 can divide into both. Let's put 3 outside. X squared and x. So x is common. Let's write down x. Can't see any other common factors, so start the bracket. What goes in 3x to make 3x squared is another x. Let's write that down. Negative, so write down negative. 3x times by what will give me 15x? 5. So 3x times by 5 will give me 15x. That's one side done. Let's have a look at these two. What's the common factor for minus 2 and 10? Is 2. We're not going to write the sign just yet. Let's start another bracket. What goes in 2 to make negative 2x is negative x. But if I'll write negative x over here, our brackets won't be the same. So we'll put negative outside. Then think, what goes in negative 2 to make negative 2x? Just x. And what goes in negative 2 to make a positive 10? Negative 5. Because negative 2 times by negative 5 is a positive 10. Let's check. Both our brackets are identical. So that means we can write our final answer now. So x minus 5, x minus 5. Both the brackets are identical. So we're just going to write it once. X minus 5. That's our first bracket. And these terms which are outside the bracket. 3x and negative 2. They can go in another bracket. So 3x minus 2. And that will be our answer. Hope you all understand factorizing quadratic when a is not equal to 1. If you have got any question, please write in the comment box and I'll try to answer it. Thank you.